Welcome to the Coeur d'Alene Window Order Entry Training video. We are so excited to be doing business with you and look forward to offering quality products with great customer service to back.
Hi, I'm Mike McVeigh from the Coeur d'Alene Window Company, where we make amazing windows for amazing people like you. We would like to thank you for taking the time to do our tour today. And remember, when the tour's over, don't be afraid to ask any questions you might have or give us a call. We'd love to help. Thanks again from the Coeur d'Alene Window Company.
In this video, we're going to be focusing on how to successfully complete quotes for the customer, convert those quotes into orders, and get those orders into production. We'll also cover how to successfully read an order confirmation to ensure order accuracy. Let's get started with order entry. Here is our homepage starting point for the order entry software. This is where you're going to begin with a quote. You'll then convert that quote to a work order and then EDT that work order to our plant for production. Always start as a quote no matter what, even if you know you're going to be ordering the product for the customer, because this is what allows you to have their markup on there as well as replicate the quote for future similar jobs. This page here is giving you the option either to search an existing quote or begin a new quote simply by selecting the option for new. Here is our primary informations page. On some of your devices, all the information will automatically pop up on its own. If it does not, you simply go up to this dealer box here. You can either double click and the options will appear on the screen, or you can type in the account that you're looking for specifically. Again, this is your primary information. If you look above here, then you have your additional informations page. On your additional informations page, this is where you're going to put your customer's name. And when you go to order the windows, you'll put your PO number right here. This is your reference information. Another option on the additional informations page that you may need to use is the notes to Coeur d'Alene window. This is where you'd add anything that has to do with the order that isn't specifically the windows. So rush if possible, if somebody needs to be contacted prior to a delivery. You're also going to want to verify on here that your email address is below in this box to receive a direct confirmation. After you've completed filling out the customer's name, any additional notations, and your email address, to begin starting the quote, you're going to go down into detail. On this page, this is where we're going to begin quoting the windows. On the left side of the screen is going to be the window that we're working on and speccing. On the right side of the screen is going to be all the windows that we've created that are just going to be saved into the system. So you go up to the top here to where it says model and you double click the model box. You can select which window series you would like. Everything in this system you must double click. So I'm going to select 3000 series. From here you'll select what window style you need to quote. Let's say we're going to do a regular XO slider. We select our model number there and the model number will appear in the box. White and Adobe are our stock colors we carry. Here is your quantity and here is your call out. The system will read fractions and decimals. If you need something extremely specific, you can enter that whichever way you feel more comfortable. Just keep in mind that it will keep the size at net frame dimension. We refer to ours as tip to tip when you enter the sizes in the boxes separately. However, if you're doing new construction and you have rough opening sizes from your call out, you can enter those sizes in box one together. So let's say we're going to do a 4050. You enter the size there, hit enter on your keyboard, and it will convert the size 2 inches and make it rough opening for you. So this is something you want to pay special attention to on your confirmation as well, which will be covered later in this video. The next option we have is the location. The location is where you indicate where the window will be installed if you have that information. This area is beneficial because this will be displayed on the quote as well as printed on a sticker on the actual window frame. Now we can start adding the specifications for this window. First, we have our decor options. Decor options are our custom paint finishes. Below that, we have our flush fin. Flush fin is available in both the 1000 and the 3000 series. Below that, we have accessories. This is our slope sill adapter. Slope sill adapters are primarily used in replacement window application. Below that option, we have the nailing fin. We can remove the nailing fin in-house for a small additional fee. Moving on, we have the foam filled option. Adding foam to the frame adds to the U factor as well as just the stiffness and overall durability of the product. This is something from a sales aspect I love to include on each window. Below that is our steel reinforcement stiffener. There is reinforcement in both the interlock of the window and the sash. Below our frame stiffener are our ventilators. Ventilators are also referred to in the field as fresh air vents. Below that, we have our vent stops. These are locks that go on the exterior of the frame. Both ventilators and vent stops will be specifically spec'd by your customer if needed. Then we have our opening size. The system will default to have half the window be operable. You can change that option to a third, or if you select special, you can customize in inches how big the customer wants that sash if they have something specific in mind. Below that is our vent side. This option allows you to change the window from an XO to an OX. Now we have our sash locks. This system will default to a cam lock. You can upgrade to an auto lock for the customer for a small additional fee. Custom colors may vary. Below that is our screen options. We have our regular screens, which is our standard screen with the plastic tabs, or you can upgrade the customer to a pole rail screen. A pole rail screen has a continuous metal rail that goes from the top of the screen to the bottom, or you can upgrade to UltraView. UltraView mesh is just a thinner screen mesh. It's more difficult to see, so for those customers with gorgeous views, this is a great upgrade on the product. Or you can upgrade to have the better screen mesh and the pole rail frame style. Moving on, we're going to go to our glass options here. If you notice, this says fixed glass and vent glass. Same goes for the tempered option. This is referring to the actual glass obscurity. So if you do need this whole window to be obscured or tempered, you will need to select it for the fixed and the vent. The reason that we split these up is because some customers only need half the window to be tempered with safety glass. Other customers like the sash to provide privacy, but still want daylight coming through a certain part of the window. Below the glass obscurity and safety options is the glass thickness. We do use a system called Cardinal Optimized Glass, meaning whatever the size of the window is, the system will automatically figure the correct thickness for you. You do have the option, however, to go thicker or thinner, whichever your customer is requesting if they, again, would like something specific. Below that option is our low E's. The system will default to have low E 270 neat. Neat glass is a great upgrade for the customer. This doesn't allow water to bead on the glass. It makes it very low maintenance as far as cleaning goes, but you can always opt to remove that option and save your customer a little bit of money. We do have multiple options in standard low E neat, and indium options. If you would like to learn more information about low E coating, check out www.cardinalcorp.com. Now we have our glazing upgrade option. This is for sound glass. All of our ASTM testing information is available at coeurdalenewindow.com. Below that, we have our breather tube option. Breather tubes are needed in high altitude areas. If you have questions regarding high altitude, please contact our customer service department. Next, we have our colored spacer option. The spacer is the stainless steel piece between the two pieces of glass on the insulated unit. If your customer is doing all black or all bronze, this is another great upgrade that makes the window look spectacular. Now we have our preserve option. The system will default to have every window with preserve. Preserve, again, is that protective coating on the inside and the outside of the glass unit that prevents dirt, debris, scratches, anything that the job site could throw at the glass. This just protects it. And this, again, is another feature I highly encourage you to do on every window every time. I have switched our window back to half a vent just to make the picture look a little bit more relatable. But we're going to go ahead and move down here to the very bottom where our grid options are located. If you notice this little box here says SDL, SDL stands for Simulated Divided Light. These are the exterior grids. We do have an internal shadow bar to make the grid look cohesive throughout the unit. However, by simply selecting from the drop down your color, your style, and the size you would like, this is grids between the glass. So again, just a reminder, if you select this box, those are the exterior grids, using the drop down interior grids. From here, you can select what pattern you'd like, what the grid pattern would be, specifically if they want less boxes on there. If you are trying to do a custom grid pattern or match an existing pattern, you will need to select special on here, and then you're just going to go up to the manufacturing comments and put C drawing for grids. From here, you'll have to email or fax our customer service department your grid drawing with your PO number attached. Another nice thing about the manufacturing comments is if there's something that you needed to add to this window that you're not quite sure if you entered properly or any other specification, just go ahead and type it in. Scheduling is going to receive that message, and if there's any confusion, our customer service department will contact you. Now that we've spec'd our first window, we're ready to move forward. So if you notice, the system saved this first window that we created, and now we're going to add an additional window. To do so, you're going to go down to the bottom and you're going to select Next. Same thing as before. We're going to go up to model number. We're going to double click this box. It remembered I'm in the 3000 series. Let's say now I'm going to do a single hung. I select single hung. I'm going to say my size for this one is a 3050 rough opening. Once you've spec'd your first window, everything with a blue description, which are the specs that are generally cohesive throughout the order, the system will remember. So it remembered I wanted my better screen. It remembered I changed the low E style. So once you do your first one, you are not going to need to go through and keep selecting these options short of if the window is obscured, tempered, or has grids. Another nice feature on here, let's say you're going down your list and you have another slider. You can go back to line item 1, go down here to dupe. The system will exactly duplicate that line item. So let's say our new line item was a 4040 located in bed 2. This just saved us a little bit of time avoiding that drop-down menu. You also have the option down here to delete line items. Let's say we need to go back in time. Customer wants to scrap this window. We delete it just like that. Another option on here, whenever you're doing a combination unit, when you have more than one unit in a complete frame, that is referred to as a common T-bar. As long as all the windows are left to right or up and down, we can use that common frame. So for sample's sake, I'm going to do a single hung picture, single hung. We're going to put in our overall size, just like any other window. But if you notice on here, now it's looking a little bit different because we have 3 windows in one complete frame. And so over here on the left, you can see it's splitting up my single hung picture, single hung, allowing me to custom size those widths. So generally, customers like this center picture window to be a bit larger. So I'm going to go ahead and make that 4 feet, and you can see the deduction was made on the photo. But now the system wants to split all these windows up separately. So let's say this single hung was by the front door, so we're going to need to temper just that one part of the window. Over here, it's now categorizing each one separately. So in our software, everything is outside looking in, and so we're going to go up here to single hung 1, and we can just temper that one line item on the window. Same thing, let's say the customer wants grids on the flankers. You could go in here, add some grids, go up to the second single hung option, which is unit 3, put grids on that guy as well, and then boom, there is the complete window. Whenever you're ordering a patio door, if you notice this little stock sizing button pops up, we do stock the most popular new construction door sizes to save your customers a little bit money on those large tempered units. So selecting from this list here, let's say we're going to do a 6068. Customer is going to pay $498. If these sizes are custom, even by 1/4 of an inch, you're going to get this little pop-up saying this is non-stock. It's going to cost you a little bit more money. You hit all right, and as you can see here, it did jump the price quite a bit. So whenever you're able to lean on this stock sizing chart, please do so. And we have stock sizing available in 2, 3, and 4 panel doors. Another awesome feature on our software, let's say you had a whole order here that you had done for your customer and they want to make a change on there. You can go ahead and change. I'm going to change the low E option. You can change whatever it is the customer would like changed, and then double click its blue description. You'll get this pop-up that says complete global update for low E. Okay. And now here it changed every single line item to have that same feature. So it saves you a little bit of time with those global updates. Now that we have our window quote complete, I'm just going to show you a couple of specifications over on this right side of the screen. This blue description you see here is all the specs that we selected over here, summed down into one paragraph. So this is actually the same description that you'll see on the confirmation, which we will go over later in this video. But if you were to scroll down on here, it actually gives you the individual testing information for just this one unit. However, down below where you see here, it says weighted average. This is the weighted average U factor for the entire order that we've entered in this system. Down below here, you'll see it says show detail. If you select show detail, it's going to flip the information in the upper right corner from its current pricing information to the specifications of the window. And so even though we've ordered this window as a rough opening, it's giving our net size here, the size of the glass, and the screen size. So if you ever need to build a replacement screen in-house or pull the sizes of the glass, this is where you can locate those specifications in the software. By hitting the same button, it will go back to the pricing. Also with pricing, as long as your system has a default markup, which it should have, this is your customer's price. So this is going to be cost plus the markup. So another benefit of this is you can have a customer sitting right next to you, following along like you are in this video, and the pricing that they're seeing is going to be a direct reflection of cost plus what you'll be charging that customer. If you are needing to alter the pricing of the quote, you can go down here to the F6 pricing option. Just try and remember, calculator equals money. So we're going to open up that box here, and this additional page will come up. And you can see here in the green section, we have our purchase price. To the left of that is our sale price. And mine right now are looking identical because I don't have a markup on this order. If you look down below in this right corner, this is where you put your markup percentage. And we can program your individual devices to have a default on there, which can be changed per order. So anytime you start a new quote, it'll go back to that default. However, it can be altered. And so I put a 30% markup on my order here. And right above, you can see this is my purchase price. This is my sale price. And then right below it is the profit in dollars. And so again, if you need to get competitive and change this, this will put that markup cohesively throughout every line item. However, if your customer says everything looks great, but can you help me out on, let's say, the price of the door, I'd go into that price, change it to whatever I want. And then down here, you can see the percentage fluctuated based on that individual change on price. If you do alter any pricing, just make sure that you post all changes, update, and exit. After you've completed the specifications and the pricing on your quote, to exit, you're going to simply go down here to exit, and it will take you back to the previous screen. You're actually never able to exit the software without it asking if you want to save, so don't worry about accidentally kicking yourself out. When you're ready to turn this quote into an order, you're going to go down here to convert. Would you like to convert it to a work order? We're going to hit yes. Would you like to open it right now? We're also going to hit yes. So here is our new work order. And if you notice, it looks very familiar to the quote, a lot of similar information. However, if we go down here into detail, the one thing that's missing is our pricing calculator, because once you convert a quote to a work order, pricing reverts back to your cost. And so you don't want to be sharing work orders with customers. If you're needing to print a copy of the quote or email the quote to a customer, you can do so by going down here to print. Here you can see you can print directly from your printer. You can view quotes or orders on the screen. If you need to send the quote or order via email, you will have to create a PDF of the file, save it to your desktop, and attach it into an email. Once you've converted the quote to a work order, now we're ready to send it via EDT to the manufacturing plant. So down here at the bottom is the EDT button. This stands for Electronic Data Transfer. So we're going to go ahead and select that button. You're going to get this pop-up that says, "This has been selected. Would you like to transmit it?" We're going to hit yes. You're going to get a timestamp basically saying, "Are you sure that you would like to send this?" We're going to go ahead and hit yes again. Then you're going to get a little pop-up after it's done loading that says it was successful. So here it was successful, great. And so you know you've done it properly if you see status as transmitted with a date. Welcome back. Once you've successfully completed the quote for the customer and sent it over to our plant via EDT, we will be sending you a confirmation of your work order. When you receive that confirmation, you have an additional 24 hours for any changes or cancellations. Down below here is a listing of the windows that we entered. So you're going to have your line item, you're going to have the model number, you're going to have the color, your quantity, and then your size. And so you can see here both sizes are the same. This was ordered at net frame dimension. Had it been ordered as rough opening, this would be your rough opening size, and right next to it, it would be displayed a 1/2 inch smaller on both the height and the width. Following that column is a photo of the window that we made, and you can see here the arrow is indicating which direction this window will slide. And then this paragraph is the description of the specs of the window. And remember, in order entry, this was that blue paragraph just to the right of the photo of the window. And so this paragraph here is going to be no different than what was on the order entry software. So you can just scan through here and see that you ordered everything properly, that the handing's correct, the color's correct, the Loewe's correct, preserves on there. And if you notice as well, right below that is going to be the individual testing information for that one unit. Also, in some cases, you can have the price displayed over here to the right as well. Above here, you'll see the order date when this was transmitted, again, the PO number, and then at the very bottom, we have that delivery date. And so when you're receiving these confirmations, it's very important to not only review the information on the confirmation, but also review that delivery date. And so you can get everything lined up properly with the customer. Thank you again for training with us today. If you have any questions or would like to further your knowledge on the terms that you heard today, please visit www.coeurlanewindow.com or contact our customer service department. Have a great day.